forward here a little bit. The antenna is in the base of the microphone here, so I'm going to try and hold this a little higher and not get as much cutouts as we had just a minute ago. But I want to welcome everybody to have you come down to the 67th annual GSTA Rod and Custom Spectacular. Again, after the awards, our teardown will be to move out the drivers first and then the trailers. Canterbury Park has their uniformed security outside assisting our staff on staging. So follow the direction of the GSDA personnel outside in the vests, and then the Canterbury Park security personnel. They'll get you all out of here and on the road as fast as we can. I also want to mention that the casino and the Chips restaurant at Canterbury Park are going to be open after the show. So if you want to stick around and expand your enjoyment of the weekend, those opportunities are available to you. And approximately 20 minutes ago, I had a conversation for next year's dates with the Canterbury Park staff, and proud to announce that based on the feedback that we got from you guys participating in the show this weekend, that you really enjoyed Canterbury Park, the facilities here, and the amenities, and we are looking at coming here April 11th and 12th of 2026. So GSDA will be back here next year, same weekend, and hopefully we'll have worked out any of the bugs that might have happened this weekend. We'll have those all ironed out for next year. I want to go to thank yous of some of the key people here. We have the GSDA volunteers that have been here over the weekend, making things work for you. Specifically, I want to highlight the Spinners Car Club of Forest Lake. They're the ones that have been outside working to get you in the building, and they'll be working with you tonight to get you out of the building. Also the scavengers and the draglings who have been in charge of this hall here, as well as the remnants and the Eastside Speed Shop and the Goldenrod. I want to thank Cheryl and Jim from the Quads Car Club for coordinating the pictures and the awards that hopefully they're going to display on the screens here. And our caveat is this is our first year here. We don't know what we don't know, and we're not sure how all of this will work compared to the 42 years we spent at the Coliseum. So please be patient with it. We're going to try and make this work smooth. And then finally, I want to thank the loyal and dedicated car owners, the builders, and the vendors who continue to make this show a success. We couldn't put on this event for you and with you without you guys present at the show. Also, we couldn't do this without our sponsors. So our presenting sponsor this year is Brainerd International Raceway and Resort. We have an associate sponsor in Richard David Legacy Motors. And then our contributing sponsors were Samaritan Tire and the Museum of American Speed. Those guys all participated with you here this weekend. We especially want to thank our hall naming sponsors, Horsepower Hall, fueled by Teasar Engineering. We have Eastside Speed Shop, Survivor Alley, Klotz Lubricants, Chrome and Candy Corridor, and the O'Reilly Burnout Ballroom. In addition, we had many other supporting sponsors and show vendors, over 80 of those, and too many to list right now, but you can find them on our online program at our website, and they will be available there from now until the next year's car show. So they'll be there until April of 2026. Please patronize them as they care enough to advertise and be here this weekend. That's a demonstration of their commitment to you and the hobby. And finally, I want to give a huge thank you to Dave Stein for bringing the 1972 Ohio George Montgomery Ford Twin Turbo Funny Car here as our feature car. And Mike Jensen from Mike's Auto Restoration for bringing us last year's Best of Show, the Dave Blattner 67 Cadillac right here in front of us. That was last year's Best of Show. And finally, Joe Hawkins, Sergeant Hot Wheels, for bringing his racetrack setup and Hot Wheels cars for the kids that he gave away this weekend. What I'm thinking, GSDA is a civic organization. We do this back to the community. And one way we do that is by sponsoring certain charities. And the first charity we have this year that we'd like to have come up and accept a check is the Midwest Drag Racers Association. We give them $500 for their junior dragster program when the junior dragsters go out and race at the various tracks around the area. So John Marzlak from MDRA, would you come up quick?
You got it? You got it?
You saying anything, John?
Yes.
You got to talk right into the end and enunciate clearly.
Enunciate clearly. All right, I'm John. I'm with the Midwest Drag Racers Association. I want to put a great big thank out to CSTA.
Hold up here. Hold it on. That's where the mic is now.
Oh, yeah, all right. Newfangled technology. Thanks. I want to thank GSTA for their support of the Midwest Drag Racers Association and our junior dragster program. We all know that it's about the kids. Take a look around here, you see a lot of gray hair. We need to get kids involved at a younger age, as young age as possible. So again, thank you for GSTA for sponsoring us.
All right, John. Our presenter tonight is Leah from the Scavengers Car Club. Leah will be presenting our awards tonight. She is our awards presenter, so thank you, Leah, for doing that. Our next sponsorship or charity that we support is the Minnesota Street Rod Association Scholarship Program, and we'd like to give them a donation of $1,000 for a scholarship to someone of their choosing, but that person is pursuing an interest in motorsports. So, Paul, would you come up and accept something from us and then say a few words if you'd like?
This is an ongoing effort on behalf of GSTA. It means a tremendous amount for all of us, and this donation kicks off our fundraising for 2025. It means everything to us, and I can assure you we will make good use of this. There's many students pursuing higher education. It means everything to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. There we go.
Yeah. We'll have them close those doors.
Dave?
And our final charity that we're sponsoring tonight is the Newgate School. GSTA is going to be giving a donation of $1,500 to Newgate, and if Maddie is close by, can Maddie come up and say a few words about Newgate and accept the check? I think Maddie's headed this way. So we've been, for many years, we supported Cars for Courage, and they got absorbed into the giant Alliance conglomerate. And we looked for a new sponsor or a new charity, and we settled on Newgate. So here's Maddie from Newgate School to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Maddie with Newgate. We're a nonprofit school in Minneapolis. We teach automotive, mechanical, and auto body. It's a tuition-free program that is donation-based, and the students get to train tuition-free all year long, and then they're guaranteed job placement and tools, and it's a pretty sweet school. We love GSTA and coming out here getting to see all the cars. It's pretty inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie, and thanks to Newgate for all the things they do. They are really a community help where they're at and the programs that they offer. And lastly, before we get into the awards, we'd like to just take a moment of silence for those friends and family who aren't able to be with us or can't be with us this weekend. We're going to move into our class awards now. Every car here was entered in a class of competition with a comparable or similar car on display here. So we don't have the funny car in competition with this Roadster here. It's comparable cars are in competition with cars that have had about the same amount of work and the modifications and changes done to them. So our first class is going to be Survivor. And these are cars that were done in, either for style or for competition many years ago, and then were put away and have been dug out and brought down here to be on display. Our first Survivor Award, and I should probably say a few words, our classes are, we present an outstanding award in every class, and then a first place award winner in that class. Those cars that earn a predetermined point total will receive an award, an outstanding award. The first place trophy winner will also get a $50 cash prize. So if you're a first place winner, make sure you go over here to my right and see Barb and collect your cash prize if you are a class winner. Our first outstanding in class award for Survivor class is Dave Steiny and his 32 Ford 5 window coupe. The Survivor cars were out in Survivor Alley. Our next Survivor Outstanding in Class Award winner is Garrett Jedlicky's 1932 Ford Roadster. And a little more newer car, but still a survivor, is the pretty incredible 1976 Plymouth Fury Sports Suburban belonging to Robert Kelly and Robert Brown.
How many original miles? 66.
That car is 66,000 original miles. Still driving. Our next outstanding in class and final outstanding in the Survivor class is Dale Sakoyak with the 1930 Ford Coupe. The first place winner in the Survivor class is Mitch Krause's 1923 Ford T-Bucket Roadster. There are also Survivor race cars, and that's how we came up with Competition Survivor. That's our next class. And we have an outstanding in class for the Competition Survivor belonging to John Zeckbauer. This is actually his dad's 1932 Ford sedan delivery race car that John found in a field down by Rochester, purchased and brought back. Pretty incredible story. Our next outstanding class belongs to Jeff Bladorn. It's a 1954 Chevrolet Corvette that actually has a history with GSTA. Several of our members actually acquired this car back in the late 50s, raced it, and then some got it, showed it in car shows, never got it back on the track till last summer when Jeff right here drove it down the track at Rock Falls Raceway for the first time in probably 60 years. Jeff also has an outstanding class award for his 23 Ford T-Alter.
That's why they want to be real tight on it.
That one doesn't have as an impressive a story, but
The Corvette does.
as
Corvette. Hello? Hello?
can you,
Now?
no,
No? No? How's this?
no,
No?
up here.
Right here? Don't move. Well, maybe you can hear me. Our next outstanding in class is a 1933 Willis Model 77 Coupe drag car belonging to Don Hagnes. John also is the owner of the 33 Ford 5-window coupe, which is our first place winner. So John, come on up here. Our next class will be the restored class. These are cars that have minimal modifications done to them. If they are been modified, it's to bring them back as close to stock as possible. And our first restored vehicle belongs to Druck Auto Sales. It's the 1948 Willis Jeepster right here. So if someone from Druck is here. I'm giving up on the microphone. Druck Auto Sales also has the next outstanding in class, which is the 1954 Oldsmobile 88 hardtop right next to it, the green one there. So we'll hold their award until they can be located. They might be working on getting their trailers lined up. Our next outstanding in class restored entry belongs to Stan Johnson, the 1970 Buick GS Stage 1. Stan, Barb will also have your tow money for you. And our final outstanding in class award for restored goes to Tom Owens, 1930 Ford Special Delivery in the MSRA display. And that brings us to our first place award for restored. And I've had about 50 emails from this winner. He's been working on this car for about 9 years, since he was 16 years old.
We'll try this now. As I was saying, the owner of this car has had it since he was 16 years old. He's only a little bit older now, at 25. The 1960 Buick Invicta belonging to Connor Kujak. Our next class then is street stock. We've added a few modifications to the cars, so they're not quite back to factory original. They have some subtle changes, things like wheels, tires, possibly paint. Our first outstanding in class in street stock goes to Jim Stremke's 1966 Chevrolet Bel Air. Next, we have an outstanding in class award for the 1956 Ford Victoria belonging to Mike Olson. Then we also have an outstanding in class for Bruce Barty's 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, part of the Midwest Mopars display. Also back in the Burnout Ballroom, our next outstanding in class belongs to Thomas Jandro, a 1963 Ford Galaxy 500 XL. We also have an outstanding class for street stock to Yo Tillman's 1966 Pontiac Grand Prix. And our final outstanding class for the street stock class goes to Terry Barr, the 1969 Chevy Chevelle SS. And that brings us to our first place winner in street stock. And I understand that this car was just recently completed, but it's Justin Pittman's 1968 Dodge Super Bee. Our next class then is Early Street Machine. This has had a few more modifications than street stock, but they're they've been done to emphasize performance over style. Thus, it's a street machine. And our first outstanding in class in street machine early is Bob Anderson's 64 Ford Galaxy 500. We also have another early street machine outstanding in class. This one is Russ Wilkinson's 1962 Chevrolet Impala. Also outstanding in class, and this one has been a long time coming because he has entered at least 3 times to come down here from Detroit Lakes, and he finally made it this year. Verlin Sandhurst's 1969 Plymouth GTX. We also have an outstanding class set for John Schwartz's 1957 Ford Courier sedan delivery. And our final outstanding in class for early street machine goes to Brian Ernst with his American Rambler, or Rambler American. And our first place award for early street machine goes to Josh Horsch's 1961 Lincoln Continental. Now we're going to move into the early competition class. These are early race cars. And our first outstanding class in early competition is number 39, the Scavengers Car Club, the 1953 Studebaker Rude Stude. Next, we switch from drag racing to circle track racing. We have the 1932 Ford 3-window coupe belonging to Wayne Warnes for an outstanding in class. And GSTA has been on the search for a nostalgia race car, and this was one of the top contenders that we were looking at. It is Terry and Lori Gerritson's 1936 Hudson Terraplane. And unfortunately, GSTA did not purchase this car, so Terry decided to work on it himself and bring it down here. Thanks, Terry. Our first place in early competition then goes to Greg Friedrich's Gizmo's 1960 Chrysler 300. See if Greg is coming this way. I don't see anybody, so we'll set his award aside and move on to our next class, which is early truck. And we have an outstanding class for Andy Meisenberg's 1955 Ford C500 cab over, which we didn't know if it would even fit in the complex. Andy is part of the Twin City F100 Club, and this is part of their club display back in the Burnout Ballroom. Next to him in the Twin City F100s was our next outstanding class, and that's Ron Rydell's 1956 Ford F100. Again, both of those vehicles are part of the Twin City F100 Club. And our final outstanding in class award for early truck goes to the 1952 GMC pickup belonging to Dave Bowe. And that brings us to our first place award in early truck. And it's a beautiful 1951 Chevrolet pickup belonging to Ben Rayak. We now move into the custom classes. And the lowest level of custom, which has the minimum amount of modifications done to it, but these are done for the purpose of emphasizing style. It's a class called Conservative Custom. And we have an outstanding class for Bill Lee's 55 Chevrolet 210. Part of MSRA display. And then our first place for Conservative Custom goes to the 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air, belonging to Brian Ross, part of the Straight Line Customs display. We're going to stay in the custom categories here, but we're going to move to custom bike. And we have an outstanding class for Dale Shakopee 1957 Harley Davidson, modeled after the Easy Rider. Our next outstanding class for custom bike goes to a beautiful 2017 Harley Davidson Road King belonging to Colin Smith. And our first place award then in custom bike goes to Cliff Anderson's 1977 Harley Davidson Sportster. Our next category, our next class of competition, make sure I'm on page 3 here, Street Rod Coupes. And our first outstanding class goes to the 1936 Cadillac Coupe belonging to Greg Friedrich and Gizmos.
Did Greg come from the first one? Oh, he wasn't there.
We also have an outstanding class then. This one is another Dave Steiny car. It's a 1932 Ford 3-window coupe belonging to Dave Steiny. Next, we have an outstanding class for Stephen Blake's 1933 Dodge 5-window coupe. And our final outstanding class is a 34 Ford 5-window coupe belonging to Eugene Dick. And that brings us to the first place award winner for Street Rod Coupe. And it's the incredible 33 Plymouth 5-window belonging to Bill Dyer. We're going to stay in the Street Rod class here and stay with Street Rod Sedan. These are sedans that fit the Street Rod criteria. And our first outstanding class for Street Rod Sedan is the 1944 belonging to Rick Snell. We also have an outstanding class for the 1936 Chevrolet belonging to John Bergen. And then we have an outstanding class, the 1946 Ford Sedan, belonging to Dan Feynman. All three of those guys are members of the Drag Links and have that in the display along the wall here. That's the Drag Links Car Club. Our next outstanding class, though, goes to the 36 Pontiac Sedan, belonging to Timothy Gardner. And our final outstanding rod sedan is a 1929 Ford Model A with the wood roof of Tony Lamont. I hope you all got over to see that because it's got a beautiful burlwood inlaid roof on that. Street Rod Sedan, first place award then goes to the 34 Buick Victoria, belonging to Rich Moore. That's enough street rods. Let's go to something more radical, like Radical Bike. And we have an outstanding class for a 1976 Harley Davidson Sportster twin rocket power belonging to Kai and Buddy Michelson. And if you all get involved, my understanding is that Buddy dropped the bike off here to the show, decided to go skydiving, and he currently has 2 broken feet and 2 broken ankles. And will not be here tonight to pick up the bike. So if anybody wants to take a bike, no, Kai is going to take care of it. Sandy, if you have some extra prayers for Buddy, make sure you pass those on.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And our first place then for Radical Bike, and this is about as radically as you can get with the motorcycle, Dave Ross's custom-built 427 V8 powered chopper. We'll move back to custom class now. We have an outstanding class for custom rod, and it's the 1941 Buick convertible belonging to Butch Preem. It's the MSRA Street Rod of the Year. Our next, and actually it's our first place award winner in custom rod. Custom rod. It's also a 41, but this one is a Ford Custom belonging to Todd Moran. Our next class, we'll go back to competition, and we have a junior dragster over in that BIR booth, and this is Brooklyn Hops 2009 half-scale junior dragster. Brooklyn's on her way over here, but Brooklyn drives this race car at BIR and other tracks. And as you see when she comes up here, Brooklyn is 10 years old. 10 years old. Pretty incredible. Our next class will be mild customs. Mild customs have a few more modifications done to them than the conservative customs. And a mild custom outstanding in class goes to Richard Glendy's 1970 Chevrolet El Camino. And we also have an outstanding class for mild custom. This is a 63 Cadillac Coupe de Ville belonging to Shay Sadewater. He's part of the MSRA display as well. And that brings us to our first place award. And we weren't the only ones that thought this based on our judges' inspections of the car. But it's Jason Tobin's and Shelby Gambino's 1960 Pontiac Catalina, which is MSRA's Custom of the Year. Our next class is custom, just straight custom, but it's had a few more modifications, and that's Mike Cooper's 1957 Pontiac Chieftain wagon taking a first place in that class. Next class we have is sports car. And it's pretty self-explanatory when you see that it's Mike's Auto Restoration's 1962 Chevrolet Corvette right in front of me here. That is the first place award winner car. Next, we'll move on to our next class, which is another competition class. This one we're calling Full Comp. And if you've looked at the car, you'll understand why it's called that. It's Garrett Jedlicky's 1933 Ford Bonneville car in the Union Speed Shop, right down here to the left. Why that's great. Switching from competition to custom, but staying with the full category. Again, a full has more modifications than mild and conservative customs. But in our full custom class, we have a outstanding award for John Zeckbauer and his 1953 Plymouth Cranbrook coupe. That brings us to the first place award for full custom, and that's the 1954 Olds 88 convertible belonging to Dayton Jacobson. Our next category is Hot Rod Coupe. And the winner of that first place award is the 1932 Ford 3-window belonging to Ron Doral. Next category is, we're going to stick with street rods again, street rod truck. And we have an outstanding class award for Eugene Dick's 1947 International K1 Taker. Sticking with the commercial categories in this class, we've got a 1937 Chevrolet sedan delivery getting an outstanding class award, Jerry McGuffey. And then our first place award for street rod truck then will go to the 33 International Pickup, Ron Doral. Now we'll go to Nostalgia Dragster, another competition class. We have an outstanding class for the front engine dragster belonging to Daryl Gabrielson. And then we also have an outstanding class award for a front engine dragster. This one belongs to Bob and Linda Lair. And showing you the reads of the GSTA car show, Bob and Linda are from Iowa. They brought that car up here to put on display for all of you. Along with the next front engine dragster, outstanding class award for Tony Ray's dragster. And that leaves the first place award for Nostalgia Dragster. This one is Matt Sletton's enclosed canopy front engine dragster. Our next class is truck. Self-explanatory. And we have an outstanding class truck belonging to Taylor Teaser, the 1974 F-250 Ranger. And then our final outstanding class truck is the 1970 Chevrolet C10 pickup belonging to Rodney Mead. And then the first place award for truck goes to Lonnie Besser's 1970 Chevrolet C10 pickup. And I just gotta say, I think Lonnie likes coming to the GSDA show because for about the last 3 years, I think I can remember, Lonnie is the first entry we get every year. He sends it in December, sometimes before we're even ready to accept it. But thank you, Lonnie, for coming in every year. We're gonna stay in competition, and we're gonna go to Junior Street. This is a new category that NHRA has started. It is for, I want to say, underage drivers, but I don't believe this driver has her driver's license yet. But the first place award in Junior Street goes to Annie Sletton for her 2009 BMW. And she's got a few years on Brooklyn. Annie is 15 and drives this race car. Next, we'll go back to street rods. Let's look at street rod roadsters. We have an outstanding in class for Doug Ladwig's 1932 Ford Highboy. Then we have a 1933 Ford Roadster belonging to Gary Snell, getting an outstanding in class award. And then I believe this one is a little misnamed, but it's an A Ford Roadster, not necessarily 1920, but the outstanding in class award to Steve Anderson. I think we had a typo on there. It should be like a 28 to 30 body. Our next and final outstanding in class for street rod roadster goes to Tom Harris for his 1932 Ford Roadster. And that brings us to our final Ford Roadster, and this gets the first place in that class. And that's Dustin Ditch's 32 Ford Roadster. Our next category then is late street machine, using a gear cutoff to differentiate between the entries. And we have an outstanding in class for the 1987 Chevrolet IROC Z28 belonging to Joe Hawkins, our very own Sergeant Oswald. And then we have a first place award for late street machine, and this goes to Tony Lamont's 1978 Chevrolet El Camino. Changing categories but staying late. We have late competition. And our first outstanding in class for late competition is Chris Bishop's 1969 Chevrolet Nova. Then we also have an outstanding in class for late competition. This one belongs to Mike and Michael Pavolny, their 2014 Chevy Copo Camaro. And our first place winner for late competition is the 2019 American Race Cars Dragster belonging to Chris Bishop. Now we'll go to late truck class. We have an outstanding class award in late truck. This is Ryan Penderson's 1994 Jeep Wrangler, the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Good job, Grant.
We also have an outstanding class then for the 2017 Chevrolet Silverado belonging to Roy Reynolds. Our next outstanding in class for this small truck. Late truck outstanding class, the Chevrolet C30 Crew Cab, which we weren't sure that one would fit in the building. Sean Sprankle from K5 Squared. And then our final Outstanding in Class award for late truck is the 1976 Chevrolet Scottsdale pickup, Ray Kowski's. And that brings us to the first place award for late truck. It's the 1984 Chevrolet Blazer, Sean Sprankle, K5 Squared. We have 2 classes left. The next one is called Pro Street. And we have an Outstanding in Class award in Pro Street for Andy Jemmy's 1968 Chevrolet Chevelle. And our final Outstanding in Class in Pro Street is the 1962 Chevrolet Bel Air belonging to Aaron Saylor. That brings us to the first place award for Pro Street. And that's the 66 Ford Mustang belonging to Michael Cody. Our final class is Street Rod Pro Truck. And we have an Outstanding class for the 1948 Divco milk truck belonging to Larry Lambert. And then our first place for Street Rod Pro Truck is a 1935 Dodge pickup, Steve Jenkins. We also have several vehicles that were not in competition during the show. Again, we talked about Dave Steiny's 72 Ford Funny Car there with the twin turbos. That was not in competition as our feature car. We also want to recognize the Viking chapter of the Antique Motorcycle Club that had 6 awesome bikes on display in the corner that they brought down that they chose not to have in competition. They just brought those down to advertise their club and show all of you their awesome bikes. So we want to recognize them as well. Those were all the classes. Every car, you're in competition against a similar car. We then recognize the categories that we judge each car in. And each of those categories earns a best award. So it's the best paint, the best engines, the best bodywork, the best upholstery. We have, I believe, 16 best awards. The first best award is Best Enamel Paint. This is sponsored by Modern Auto Body in Brooklyn Park in memory of Jerry Gruel. And it's number 24, Tom Owens, 1930 Ford Special Delivery. Our next best category is Best As I was just told to upgrade the awards, we're giving $100 to every best award winner. So if you're called up to win a best award, get your plaque from Leah, and then go over to the table and collect $100 for winning a best award at GSTA. So the next the next best award winner, Best Blown Engine, sponsored by the Universal's Car Club, is number 13, David Jacobson's 1954 Olds convertible with twin turbos. Next we have Best Bodywork. This is sponsored by the Street Customs Car Club as their Russ Peterson Memorial Award. And it goes to number 29, Steve Jenkins, 1935 Dodge pickup. Next, we have Best Paint. We have several categories of paint. And the first category is Best Urethane Paint. This is sponsored by Modern Auto Body, also in Brooklyn Park. This one is in memory of Doug Day. And it goes to number 20, Ron Gorl's 32 Ford 3-window coupe. Next, we have Best Upholstery or Interior. This is sponsored.
It's easy. Who sponsored upholstery?
All right. We have a Best Upholstery Award, and this goes to the 62 Corvette belonging to Mike Jensen's Auto Restoration. Next, we have Best Unblown Engine. This is not supercharged, turbocharged. Best Unblown Engine, sponsored by the Cogs Car Club. And this goes to number 29, Steve Jenkins, 35 Dodge pickup with the Hemi motor engine. Next, we have Best Engine Conversion. This is taking an engine that did not come in that make or model and converting the engine in that vehicle. Best Engine Conversion, sponsored by Smith Nielsen of Brooklyn Park, is number 13, Dayton Jacobson's 54 Olds 88. I don't think you can get a 54 Olds with twin turbos like that. We'll go back to paint. This is Best Paint Special Effects. This is scallops, flames, graphics, special effects done in paint, sponsored by the Strokers Car Club in memory of Lyle Anderson, and it goes to the flame job on the number 20 Ron Gorl's 32 Ford 3-window. Then we have Best Special Paint. This is candies, pearls, metal flakes. They're special paints that take special skills basically to apply. This is sponsored by Magic Customs, and it's number 29, Steve Jenkins, 35 Dodge pickup. Next, we have Best Engineering of your vehicle. This is the overall engineering, not including the fabrication, but how your car is laid out and designed. Our Best Engineering Award is sponsored by Kia Side, the transmission shop in Brooklyn Park. And it goes to number 55, Garrett Gentleke's 34 Bonneville car. That was built by Union Speed and Style up in Osseo. That was our final Vehicle Best Award. We now have some Best Awards. The first is Best Club Display. Best Club Display goes to 2 or more cars and pre-entered as a club for competition. This is sponsored by the Scavengers Car Club. And this is the long one. It goes to the NCVDRA, the North Central Vintage Drag Racing Association. The short name that we use is the Dragster Club. Then we have our Best Individual Display. That's the single owner of a car displaying his car by itself. This is sponsored by the Drag Links Car Club. This also gets a $100 prize. It goes to number 40, Dustin Ditch's 32 Ford Roadster. And we have a Best Award, Best Stanchion or Row Post. This is sponsored by the Minnesota Street Machine Association. And it goes to number 41, Taylor Teaser 70. Taylor Teaser 70 Ford F-250. The Best Stanchion Award also receives a $50 cash prize. Next, we have our Young Builder Award. We have, in this show, we've had more young builders, people under 30, building custom show cars, custom competition cars that we've had in a long time. This is sponsored by Smoky Mo's Timekeepers. Our Young Builder Award for 2025 goes to number 104, Connor Heath.
Yeah.
Our next Best Type Award is Kids' Choice. The kids that came to the car show are the ones that judged and voted your car for this award. Kids' Choice, sponsored by Magic Customs, goes to Cars and Guitars, 1941 Ford, belonging to Todd Moran. It was an overwhelming favorite. Our final award here, before we get into the sweepstakes, is the John and Marge Foster Award. John and Marge Foster were kind of the grandparents of drag racing in Minnesota, helping Gopher State Timing Association found and run Minnesota dragways. On their passing, we decided to continue their legacy with an award. This is the car that GSTA members would most like to drive home ourselves. The John and Marge Foster Award, sponsored by NPL Specialties, is number 71, Mike Cooper's 57 Pontiac wagon. Our final category is stuff, and we are running right on time. The door will open in about 4 minutes for the drivers to tear down first to drive out. Drivers first, then cars that need to be pushed trailer. We want to thank Cliff Anderson for the custom designed and painted sweepstakes trophies that we have. These awards also receive cash prizes ranging from $250 for best bike to $500 for the best grown-up vehicle. Our best bike sweepstake award for 2025, the trophy Cliff Anderson made, and $250 is number 85, David Ross's 427 V8 chopper. Our Best Street Machine Award, this is the trophy from Cliff, and $500 goes to the 62 Corvette belonging to Mike's Auto Restoration, number 43. Our Best Street Rod of the show, a Cliff Anderson custom trophy. You will not get another trophy like this anywhere unless you talk to Cliff. Plus $500 is number 20, Ron Gorel's 1932 Ford 3-window. Next, we have our Best Custom of the show. Again, it's a Cliff Anderson Award, $500 cash. Number 13, Dayton Jacobson's 54 Oldsmobile convertible. And our final sweepstake award, again, Cliff Trophy and $500 cash, is number 29, Steve Jenkins, Straight Line Customs Built 35 Dodge pickup. And that brings us to the final award, which is the overall high points car of the show. Best of show for 2025 is number 20, Ron Gorel's 32 Ford 3-window coupe. That concludes our award ceremony again, April 11th and 12th, 2026. We hope to see you all back here at Canterbury Park. Please be careful as the cars exit the arena, the halls. Drive carefully. The doors will be opening shortly. Please follow the advice of our car directors and the security outside. And look at that, GSDA members help you unrope all the rope posts, get the ropes down, and all the ropes moved out of the way. GSDA members, if you would help do that.